Hi everyone, this is Bryn. Today we're looking at the TurnsPro Timelapse Camera Mount. The TurnsPro is a time-lapse and video panning device, which gives you complete control over direction and speed of your panning sequences. The TurnsPro comes in sturdy cardboard packaging, which should be kept because it's ideal for storing the device when not in use. Not only is it good for protecting your TurnsPro while it's in your gear kit, but the instructions are printed on the lower half of the box. The TurnsPro itself is a smart looking unit. Below the LCD display there's 3 buttons that are all you need to control the device. On top there's a 1/4-20 thread and a wind-up lock washer to secure your camera tightly. To mount a GoPro HERO camera, you only need to add a GoPro tripod adapter. The TurnsPro can also be used with smartphones using the included phone mount. If you check your app store, you'll find a large range of time-lapse apps are available for both iOS and Android devices. You can also use camcorders, point and shoot cameras, and DSLR cameras up to 1 kilogram in weight. The TurnsPro can be used as a standalone unit, but if you look at the base, you'll see a 1/4-20 thread hole for mounting to most standard tripods. Removing the bottom cover reveals the battery compartment. The TurnsPro needs 4 AA batteries to operate. The most economical way is to use rechargeable batteries. Insert the batteries, observing the correct polarity, and replace the cover. The 3-button user interface is quite simple once you've used it a couple of times. You press and hold the middle power button to turn the unit on. Note, giving the power button a quick press will turn the backlight off and also back on. Pressing the left hand plus button allows you to choose between turns and degrees. First, let's look at turns mode. Press the right hand arrow button to move to the next step. Press plus to choose between clockwise and anti-clockwise movement, and then press next. Now use plus to select the number of turns, anywhere from 1 through to 999. I'll select 2 turns, and then press next. Now use plus to select how many hours you want, in this case 2 hours. Press next to move to minutes, and then press next to move to seconds. Finally, pressing next will start the panning sequence. The backlight will turn off after a few seconds to conserve battery life. Note, there's a battery level indicator in the bottom right hand corner of the LCD screen. If you make a mistake at any time, simply press and hold the power button to turn off the device and you can start over. Again, we'll press and hold power to turn the unit on. This time we'll look at using degrees mode. Plus takes you to degrees mode, and then press next. Press plus to move to panning. You can choose between a single pan or panning back and forth. Pressing the plus button will toggle back and forth between the two. Go next and press the plus button to choose the direction. Press next and then press plus to increase the number of degrees as required. Each press of the plus button will increase in increments of 15 degrees. Go next, select the hours. Next, select the minutes, and next, select the seconds. And finally, hit next to start. Okay, let's look at the TurnsPro in action. Before hitting start, make sure you turn on your camera, select the correct settings for your project, then start the camera recording. Once you're ready, you can then press the next button to start the panning sequence. Nothing to do now but sit back and let the TurnsPro do its thing. This scene is part of a full 2 turns taken over 2 hours. This one is a fast 180 degrees taken at Parliament House in Canberra. Using the degrees setting means you can set the device to stop where you want it to. Now, the same location, but instead stopping at 90 degrees to focus on the building itself. Using degrees allows you to work out exactly where you want the camera to stop so that the camera can follow the action. Being able to pan left or right means that the TurnsPro is much more versatile than your basic kitchen timer type panning device that will only pan left. Time-lapse sequences in busy city areas look so much more dynamic when there's movement. You can experiment with how fast you want the device to turn, but you can also adjust your time-lapse interval through your camera settings. For people, cars, boats and other fast moving objects, I tend to use half-second or 1-second intervals. This scene is using pan back and forth mode. It allows for a much tighter focus on a particular area. This is a slow pan, while this one is much faster. Using trial and error, you can work out what works best in different situations. With TurnsPro, you have complete creative control. Another way that the TurnsPro is so much better than a kitchen timer panning device is being able to shoot video while panning. Here's a comparison between 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds and 60 seconds over 180 degrees. But you can select whatever degrees and time you want. The only limitation is that the fastest speed that you can do a full 360 degree pan is 20 seconds. This is probably too fast for panning anyway. A nice steady pan would add a real touch of professionalism to your video projects. Being able to shoot both video and time-lapse pans from the same device makes the TurnsPro an extremely valuable piece of kit. Here's the same location on Sydney Harbour, except this time as a time-lapse. It includes the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the Sydney Opera House, Circular Quay, and the cruise ship terminal. It's fun to visit the city, but I personally prefer nature time-lapses. In the case of a sunrise or slow-moving clouds, I use a slower pan and set the photo interval in the camera to 1 picture every 5 seconds. When setting up in the dark before the sun comes up, the backlight on the TurnsPro LCD screen makes it really easy. No matter what your subject is, the TurnsPro will help you take your time-lapse and video projects to a whole new level. If you would like to purchase the TurnsPro, there's links in the video description. Or if you want further information, I've also included the link to the TurnsPro website. As always, this is Bryn. Thanks for watching.